a cleric's light. Unsteady heroes stand to fight, whether for good or ill, glory or gold. Their future uncertain, but vast and bold. Roll the dice, let fate decide. In dark times none can hide. Journey start, adventure calls. The dice decide who rises and falls. Through dungeons dark and forests green, we'll face things we've never seen. With steady fists and a mighty roar, we seek places where legends soar. Roll the dice, let fate decide. In dark times none can hide. Journey start, adventure calls. The dice decide who rises and falls. Across fields and realms unknown, for peasants, king and throne. Only to our futures are we sworn, facing curses and shadows reborn. Roll the dice, let fate decide. In dark times none can hide. Journey start, adventure calls. The dice decide who rises and falls. Torchlight flickers and fires rage. Every choice sets the stage. Every hit and every save, choose the path that we pave. Arcane wisdom and nature's might, we stand tall, ready to fight. To save others or indulge our own vice, it's our decision. Roll the dice. A sword's first swing, a cleric's light. Unsteady heroes stand to fight, whether for good or ill, glory or gold. Their future uncertain, but vast and bold. Roll the dice, let fate decide. In dark times none can hide. Journey start, adventure calls. The dice decide who rises and falls. Through dungeons dark and forests green, we'll face things we've never seen. With steady fists and a mighty roar, we seek places where legends soar. Roll the dice, let fate decide. In dark
You just
times
need to see
none
yourself
can
out now. I mean, you're not the lowest. No, I say Scotty holds that honor.
Yeah,
That's
you're,
okay.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So my lowest rolls is your greatest detriment.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, My least favorite part, having to do the introductions. Oh. Okay. So,
Nice.
let me know when you're ready.
I think we're ready.
Okay. Altus Mira, a land of magic recovering from the tragedy of the fall, a cataclysmic event that saw the gods of old overthrown and brought low. With no gods to hold sway, the land fell into ruin, causing beings of magic to go into hiding, either below the ground, in the deepest of forests, or to other planes entirely. The mortal races who remained sought comfort where they could, including deep cave systems and bastions of man and dwarf. Quod mortalis itinere est perpetuus, via infernum stratum osium, quod illustratio semita perfusus est insanguinem. Quid est etum betudinum vi, hoc est verus, quod siita, quid est pretium utrere, solum tempus narrabo. Ancient Writings, unknown author. It has been about 650 years since the shadows retreated and men came forth from their caves, in what has been labeled the Reclaiming. Wars have been waged and peace is won. New cities have been built on the bones of their predecessors. Deserts now exist where tranquil seas once were, and new mountain ranges cross the lands where only plains used to be. It is a world of magic, wonder, and for some, a constant state of flux as it tries to return to its own form of normalcy. Our story finds us on a peaceful sunny day in the month of Pezus, but things seem to be stirring in the quiet fishing village of Stolas. Built along a small forest near the edge of the Drakespine Mountains, Stolas has known its own tragedies in the passing ages, but nothing overly exciting ever seems to start here. But could that be changing? Just getting off of a ship from faraway lands, we find our first adventurer just coming to town. Dalton, you want to go ahead and introduce your character?
I suppose. So I am Garmin Kilfin. I am a little bunny rabbit person, aka a Harengon. I look a little fucked up, I'll be honest. I am sickly, grayish fur, older. You can see some patches of fur falling out a little. I do not look good at all. It's an issue. You kind of feel for the guy. Let's see. I'm unable to find my bio, so I can't actually read it for some reason because of the new thingamajiggy.
Up in the top of the character sheet, there's a whole tab for bio and info.
At the top, you say, because all I see is manage, settings.
Might be different on mine, but if I scroll to the top of my character sheet, it'll have character sheet,
About.
bio and info, and then advanced.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
completely
right under your name. I say it's at the very top of your character sheet, above like your HP and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's not there for me. Huh.
Whack.
Okay. I've got an about section, so I can do that.
But
it's not there at all.
as you get off of the ship, you are helped to your feet and steadied by a tall hobgoblin male with long brown hair and a beard with streaks of gray spread throughout. He has a face that looks as if smiling is a foreign concept, and eyes that seem to dart for whatever danger may be lying in wait. Boy,
Okay.
I swear if you get sick on me one more time.
I'm sorry, sir. There's not much I can do. I'm old, and I'm not some young boy, so thank you for your concern, but I'll be fine.
If you had so much trouble with the water, why did you even get on a ship in the first place? Should have just stayed in the forest where I found you.
I need to know what happened. My reasons are my own. Leave me to them.
Well, thank the mercy of strangers, I suppose, for that druid woman paying for your trip. Never know the bird people to really leave the forest much.
I'm gonna pay him
It-
whatever I owe, and I am walking off.
If you're looking for a place to stay, there's a tavern in the middle of town. He yells to you as you walk away rudely.
I'm gonna just wave him off behind me as I continue into town.
Okay.
Man, what a prick.
As you make your way up the road, we move across the city to the tavern and inn that he spoke of in the heart of Stolas. This is the Prancing Satyr. Inside, we find a ruckus just winding down as what appears to be a one-sided fight seems to be ending. The gray-skinned orc bartender shakes his head in disapproval at the mess remaining from the fight, including multiple broken dishes and chairs. You can't help but to see the hint of a smile on his face no matter how disapproving he's trying to be, his long black hair tied in intricate braid down his back. You're gonna continue causing problems like this for the clerics if you keep picking fights with every person who walks through here. At least buy a drink or two if you're gonna keep wrecking my place. He directs his glance to the adventurer standing over the prone form of another patron of the bar. Dakota, if you want to go ahead and introduce your character.
I am look at you.
Do you want to describe what you look like?
Well, normally you don't see me before you're asleep to know what I look like, but I'm definitely a little chiseled. Definitely worn scores of a lot of my battles.
Human?
Bald for obvious reasons. Can't have nobody grabbing the hair in a fight. Just,
Well,
just a very unsuspecting person until you have to meet what I can do.
Well, come take a sit over here and rest yourself while we get clerics in here to pick up the mess. What do y'all have?
Just give me your finest spirit on hand.
Well, how about a mead and you just accept it and like it? We can count the even for all of the damage you just did.
Sir, it looks like you're ready for a nap like the rest of these folks here if you can't give me no fine spirits.
He cracks his knuckles as you make your threats. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Already intimidating the bartender, what the fuck?
Where the fuck is my intimidation?
Exactly.
That would
you
be
don't
under
have
skills
any.
and tools,
Oh, there it is. I know, I just couldn't fucking read.
apparently.
I guess.
Drunken haze.
Ouch. That's less than I do.
I say I've seen you fight. I say I'll crack your head open like a melon.
I'll just throw my hand at him and be like, I'll stumble on somewhere else then.
Not before you pay me your due. He holds out his hand. That's gonna be 2 gold pieces, sir.
2 gold. Look, I'm a little tied up. Is there any way that I could work like security or something?
If you're looking for work, try the Adventurers Guild across the way. I hear they're looking for new blood. They just finished painting the place. But I'll
So
be
if I
holding
needed
on
the
to the
nickel.
belongings that you left in your room until you give me back my money.
I'll scoff at him and toss him the 2 gold.
Yeah, go ahead and mark that off your character sheet.
I already have.
So was
Pleasure
I in
doing
the
business
tavern?
with you. No, you're on your way there. I'm
Okay.
moving around town, so you're on your way to the tavern.
Okay.
But if you're looking for work to make back some of what you paid me, by Lauren across the way should be able to get you set up with some quests if he's gotten any work in yet.
I knew I spared you for a reason.
Glad to see you haven't knocked the fight out of you yet. He sits a glass of mead down. But I still owe you a drink.
I'll slam it back and then head out towards the exit of the tavern. After grabbing my belongings, obviously.
Okay. Okay, so as
I didn't mean to do that.
you're fine. So as you are heading your way out, we are going to move across town. Speaking of clerics, the nice weather
Ew.
seems to have drawn people to the local temple where services seem to just be ending as the elderly halfling head priestess, Elowyn Fidel, moseys around the pews cleaning up what refuse has managed to pile up from the large congregation. She moves around more sprightly than her advanced years should allow her, her silver hair pulled back into a high ponytail that falls down her back. As she finishes picking some items up, she straightens, cracks her back, and regards a fellow cleric who is standing alone in the corner. You know, I'm not getting any younger. You could stop keeping to yourself and help me with cleaning up. Scott, go ahead and introduce your character.
Hey, it's me! My name's Andor Solaventus. I'm a relatively tall gentleman with long white hair and really bright green eyes. As you could probably figure, I'm a bit of a religious gentleman myself. And if you need any kind of medical attention, I can help with that too sometimes.
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. But not for
Not for me.
You know, based on what I can tell, I feel like I'm going to get most of my uses from healing your ass. But
So you're a human cleric?
yeah, sorry, I am a human.
You know, it's nice we haven't had too much roughhousing in town to require any healing. It's good to kind of get back to our roots and talk about the holy word a little bit.
Oh,
It
you
is
were.
nice, but you've also got to consider the day is still young, my friend.
Oh, but it's such a beautiful day out. Why would someone want to ruin it like that? She kind of leans against a pew, resting her face against her palm.
The nice days bring out the worst kinds of people in most situations, it seems.
Yeah, unfortunately. But we have to act as a house of report so that they have a place to come aid their woes, I suppose.
For whatever it's worth to them, I suppose.
Now, if you're done with your strange poses and whatnot, you should probably go take a look around town. I wouldn't be surprised if the guards are needing you.
That's a fair assumption, and they're not poses, it's prayer.
Whatever you call them, not my place to judge. She just kind of throws up her hands defensively. But you do what you need to do to get by, and I'm going to go find a drink in my room.
All right, and then with that, I'm going to take off, looking around town, seeing if there's any guards that need assistance, while always just kind of, keeping the head on a swivel. Don't want to run into the wrong people.
Okay. So you go off to start looking around town. And while you're looking around town, we're going to, as you swing past the building next door, we're all going to go take a look inside.
Hmm.
This building, as you know, is known as the Strict Scholasticate. This is the library. With its centralized location, Stolas has access to histories and tales from across the land. Not many people find themselves here except the most studious today, among them being a newcomer to town. Sierra, how about you introduce yourself?
Um, you would be finding Arabelle standing over a table, studying spells and natural magics and whatnot. She's a small spring Eladrin, so she's an elf. She's got pink and green hair that has flowers in it. You may notice that she has a super nifty little headband thingy that looks kind of like a crown of thorns with flowers in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and roll me a perception check if you wouldn't mind.
Me?
Yep.
Ooh. Okay.
And say intelligence
Ooh.
perception should be fine, right?
Yeah, that's a +4. I'd hope so. Yeah.
Okay, so as you're poring over these books, you hear the rustling of wings. And as you turn, from the upper levels comes gliding down a large, slightly built owlin woman with stark white feathers and black markings on her face. She's wearing a plain gray dress with a white apron. Mistress, I found more of the art books you were asking about. Seems like a lot of the advanced magic books you were looking for that I normally have in stock may have been checked out already. But you might find these helpful. She hands you 2 large leather tomes. That's a bunch of art from before the fall. It's kind of rare to find anything like this in such good condition.
I smile at her and take the stack of artwork from her and tell her thank you and that it's okay that the other books were checked out and thank her for looking.
Well, if you'd like, I can take a look at my records, maybe see who checked them out, see if you might be able to go borrow them from them.
That would be super helpful, yeah.
Yeah, you enjoy your books. I will go take a look at my records, see who might have checked them out, and see if I can get you some information.
Alrighty, thank you.
With a quick flap, she lifts herself a little off the ground and makes her way towards a desk further into the building. Is there anything specific that you're looking for in some of these books?
Anything to do with natural healing, like healing nature, and any elemental spells or magic.
Okay. So, looks like you got about 3 books on the table. One of them details like basic magic and cantrips such as firebolt and ice, uh, the frostbite spell. One of the books is written in a language that I don't think that you know. Um,
What is it?
it is Druidic.
I do have Druidic, actually.
Okay, so yeah, you will know this. So it details the curing of diseases. Looks like a lot of the work in it is talking about natural medicine and cure and ways to cure blight and rot on fields. So, like helping farmers and such.
Ooh.
And then
Okay.
the final book just goes over. It looks like it's just a history book, talking about the events since the reclaiming.
Okay. Um. hmm.
And then the two art books that she just handed you. One of them looks like it has lyrics and such in it, which appear to be written in Elven script. And
Okay.
then the other one appears to be etchings and drawings that, while faded, seem to still hold true to their lines. And they appear to be like different people and animals, creatures that to this time no one's really seen since the events of the fall.
Gotcha. Mm, that's probably
So
it.
as you finish looking over your books, Zyrella, the Owlin woman, comes flittering back. Well, it looks like two of the books were checked out by the new guildmaster, Vylorin. He was checking them out so that he could support adventurers who might be looking for jobs. So if you talk to him, he may be able to let you take a look at them.
Okay. And did you find anything on the others, or just those?
Those are the ones that I'm finding. If they got checked out, someone didn't do a good job of documenting who took them. So I'll keep looking if you want to check back later.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
But with that, she takes off to one of the upper floors to start doing some cleaning and putting stuff away. What are you going to do now?
I'm gonna head to the guildmaster, I suppose.
Okay. And are you taking any of those books with you?
Yes.
Which ones will you be taking?
Probably the spell one and the one in Druidic and the. If I can. I probably can't take the artwork, right?
She didn't seem like she was too super concerned with you. She seemed to have trusted you. Um, so you'd be able
Okay.
to take them with you as long as you take care of them.
Okay. I want to take the one with the Elven song lyrics and whatnot in it, because I do speak Elvish also.
Okay. So the basic magic spell book, the druidic book, and the elvish music book. So as you put those into your bag, you place the
Actually,
others.
can I just take all of it? Because I feel like something will come in handy out of the others too, potentially.
Okay. Okay. So as you get these all into your bag and start making your way out, so you are aware, the guild is in the center of town. You should be able to see the map now.
I do,
So
yeah. Okay.
you're way up here in the northwest corner, where you're going's way down here.
Oh goodness. Okay.
So as you are leaving, you can make out the form of a white-haired gentleman just ahead on the road of you, who seems to kind of be trotting along.
I just smile at him and nod politely.
Any response from you, sir?
Just kind of give an approving nod and continue on in my direction.
Okay. So for now, the two of you share the road. And as you make your way into the heart of town, we will move across town. Near the entrance to the town, there is a mass of farmers from the surrounding lands that have made their way in to prepare for market. However, one of the people in this crowd seems to kind of stick out from the rest, as she stands a good deal taller than them. Haley, you want to go ahead and introduce us to your character?
Yeah. My name is Zakura, and I am half orc and half elf, and I am just kind of perusing the market, looking at valuable trinkets and weapons. My hair is about waist length white and into small dreads. And I am very tall. I'm like 6'3".
Okay. So as you're making your way through this crowd, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check just to see how well you're navigating.
Acrobatics. That's not very good. It's a 12.
Well, it's not horrible either. I mean, it's a little tight, especially since you're a good deal larger than the people. You're a good deal larger than the rest of these people. These are like generally humans, halflings, like smaller folk compared to you. So it's a little slow going, and you're getting jostled around a little bit as they don't seem to be minding where they're going and expecting you to kind of move your way around them. As you move through the crowd, you find yourself bumped and jostled before being knocked into a little harder than the rest of them by someone. As you look down, you find yourself looking into the face of a relatively short man, probably about 5'3", 5'4", with short black and red hair, with pale red skin that seems to have light moving below the surface. Watch where you're going, you big oaf. You must not be from around here to be pushing people around like that.
I'm just gonna kinda look down at him and raise an eyebrow. I was looking where I was going. I don't know what you was doing. Kind of hard to miss.
Well, obviously you weren't. And he balls up his fist, puts them on his hips, and like puffs his chest out at you. And as he does so, you can see steam come out of his nose.
Hmm. I'm just gonna. I'm trying not to laugh because that is new and I've not seen that before. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you want me to just like move out of your way?
I'm guessing you're new around here, huh? You look like a tourist.
Yeah, I am. I just got back off of a small mission.
Are you looking for work, or are you just kind of looking around?
Potentially looking for work. But right now I'm looking at for a place to get my weapons sharpened.
Well, if you're looking for a blacksmith, there's a blacksmith shop a little further into town here. You just go up a street and turn left. A lot of the artisans are down there. Might even be able to find some work to at the hunter's shop there to be able to make yourself a little bit of money to afford any kind of new stuff you're looking for.
Appreciate it, thank you. I am sorry about bumping into you. You're
Yeah,
just
don't
kind of-
mention it. But I have work to get done. He kind of waves his hand at you and takes off down the road. And then are you taking the directions that he provided to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to the blacksmith shop.
Okay, so the blacksmith shop is going to be this shop back here. And as you move a little further along here, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
I'll say it's a DC of 10, so not too super high. Okay. Say that'll get you something. As you are walking along, you notice that your gait is a little bit off. And as you look down over yourself, you notice that there's something missing from your belt. Your coin purse seems to have come loose and is no longer attached to your belt.
I'm gonna look down at my belt. Look back behind me. And be like, that little bastard.
So go ahead and mark off all of your money because you no longer have any.
My
How much
money.
did you lose, by the way?
Let me check. Inventory. Where would I check that at?
In your inventory.
So in your inventory, you should see right at the top a little strip that says platinum, gold, electrum, silver, copper.
Oh, I lost 7 gold.
Okay. Love that for me.
Nice little payday for him.
Yeah, little bastard. And you know what's funny? I didn't even see him on the map because he was underneath my name. I was so confused. I was like trying to look at people's characters, trying to figure out who I was talking to at first, and I was like, "Oh, it's Chaz's NPC." And I was like, "Where is he?" And then I looked close, and it was underneath the Z, and I was like, "Fuck."
Technically, all of the NPCs are mine. So,
Well,
But-
at first I didn't know if it was going to be like an actual, like one of us, as you were describing it, and I was like, "Is it a person? Is it an NPC?"
yeah. So as you look around, you can't make any hide or tail of where he may have gone. And the crowd keeps shuffling along. Without your gold, what is your game plan?
Well, first I'm gonna commit his face to memory, because I'm gonna get that back if I see him.
Mm-mm-mm.
And then I guess I'm gonna have to go down to the blacksmith shop with no money and try to haggle.
Okay. So as you make your way out of the crowd, it will continue along and move back into the heart of town. Towards the square and across from the satyr, we find a large building that appears to have fresh paint coating its walls. The sounds of grunts and roars comes from behind the building where there is a small sparring field. Where two people currently are sparring with wooden swords. Oi, come on, boy. Swing like you're trying to hit me and stop being a pansy. Roars a tall, largely built Leonin with black and gray fur. A simple leather piece of armor is cinched across his chest, and sharp claws are leaving gouges in the wood where he's holding the training sword. Across from him is another guard, who he is currently sparring with. Trevor, would you like to introduce your character?
I am Anthony Dance. I am a human soldier trained as a guardsman here in Stolas. I had fallen in battle at one point in time and received a nice healthy gash along the left side of my face. And as I was laying there bleeding out, I seen paladins at work going around killing people in the battle. So I decided to choose my faith in the goddess of Neana and became a paladin myself to bestow upon the healing on my fellow soldiers in the heat of battle if the time ever arose. I've got short to medium curly brown hair with blue eyes. And I think I'm about like 30 years. Yeah, my dude's 30 years old and he stands at about 6 foot tall. And then I was gonna say I charge at the captain going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add your either dex or strength to it.
You said dex or what?
Strength.
Strength.
Strength. I'm gonna go to 21.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Oh no! It's alright, it's just a sparring match. He won't take it too serious, hopefully.
Looks like I found work though.
As your sword cracks across his chest, he just kind of regards you for a second. You know, that kind of hurt. And he goes to hit you with his sword. And as your eyes are trained on it, he's actually going to swing with one of his claws.
What a dirty devil. I was gonna say I learned from you, Captain. But I don't have claws, so I guess not.
We can probably get some made. Oh my
Fucking
god!
shit. He's gonna tear me in half already?
I've really found some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
As I
as
take a knee, breathing heavy.
so as you crack him across the chest with the training sword, he kind of wheels back, goes to swing with the training sword of his own before coming up with his left set of claws and gouges you across your chest with them.
Nice trick you had there, sir. I see why you became captain.
Yeah, and I see why you're not ready to take my place at this point. I've told you to keep an eye on every move your opponent makes.
Still learning, sir. Still learning.
He throws his sword down and leans down in front of you. Do I need to go get the clerics for you?
As I cough out a little bit of blood, I believe so, sir. That may be necessary. Yeah, dog.
Well, throw your arm around me. I'll see if I can just drag you there. Don't want you dying while I'm gone.
As I stand up and do said, put my arm around big old lion man's shoulders.
and he throws his arm around your waist. Come on, and drags/walks with you out the training grounds towards the square. You spend way too much time with these clerics for your own good.
Ah, happens. Happens. I'll get tougher, sir.
You're not gonna have a choice one of these days.
Hopefully one of these days they won't pack such a punch as you either.
He just shakes his head. You're not gonna be any help with any of these travelers that keep coming through here, especially these people who keep busting up the inn over here.
That's okay. We'll find a way to make use of them, even if we need to make them friends.
Make him
Grogan's
example,
gonna
I
lose
like
his
it.
mind if he has to keep replacing his furniture. But as the two of you make your way out, at around this time, Lucat, you have officially made your way out of the inn. Andor and Arabelle, you guys have both made it just outside of the square. And we're going to move over to you, Andor and Arabelle, as you start coming into the square. Andor, you can make out the familiar face of the captain of the guard and one of his soldiers, who seem to be limping across the town square.
I'm gonna turn and look to. Wait, no. Hold up. I'm sorry, my entire brain just switched off for a second. Sorry.
Arabelle? Are you talking about the woman who's standing next to you?
No, my brain just froze for a second, that's all. Just gonna kind of look over to Arabelle and just kind of gesture at the limping man. That gentleman looks like he might need some help.
I look back at the guy and I say, possibly.
And then with that response, I just kind of crack my knuckles and limber up a little bit. I guess it's my job to handle that. And then just kind of make my way forward a little bit. And call out real obviously. Hey, you need some help over there?
Anthony?
Oh, yes, please.
Alright, so then I'm going to approach the little man. What happened?
Alistair sits him down for you to be able to administer your first aid. And while you're working on that, Garmin and Arabelle, what's going through your mind as Andor rushes off?
I'm kind of just following behind him because I want to know why that guy is so beat up.
Wait, so I can actually see this now?
Yeah, you can actually see this. You just saw a relatively tall human man with white hair and cleric robe go dashing off across the courtyard here to heal someone who is currently just got done getting his shit rocked.
Well, damn. I'm a little worried about what happened, but at the same time, I don't know anybody here. I'm fucking terrified. It's a big town. I
I'm
don't know
just
shit.
And are you still looking for the inn,
Yeah.
Garmin?
Yeah. I see
Yeah,
the
so you can
end,
make-
but
Yeah, you can make out the inn just past where all of that is going on.
I'm gonna look around at all the hubbub, and I'm gonna make sure to pull my I'm gonna habitually pull my the sleeves of my robes down just a little more. They're covering my hands, so it's not like anybody can see them, but I'm still a little nervous about it. I really don't like people looking at my hands. There's some stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody's also noticed I do carry around a spear, but I use it more like a walking stick than an actual weapon, unless I need to, but it's there. Also, I did figure out why I couldn't reach my bio. It's because it's not available as a pop-out window. So so there's that. So I figured that out. But I'm off of one of the islands down south. Little town, middle of nowhere. Some shit happened. I'm here basically trying to find information or help, because I'm pretty much on my deathbed at this point. There was an old sickness that swept through the town. Nobody else got it. Like everybody who lived there got it and died. Anybody who visited didn't even get touched by it. Not a soul. Somebody could stay there for weeks, would never get it. So we didn't know what the hell it was. And eventually it wiped everybody out all around me, and I kind of just stayed there, but here I am. So I kind of got a little haunted look to me. I'm a little gaunt, real patchy fur. I always keep my hood up over my head. I look real scraggly. Like I look like I've been through hell, I'll be honest. I look like I just really don't get out much. I look like, some homeless guy you'd see coming out of the woods. That's essentially what I am. I'm just some homeless guy creeping out of the woods. But nah, I'm a little nervous because of all the hubbub. Kind of don't want to gain too much attention because, I don't know anybody. I don't want to catch any attention myself, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe something might happen. So I guess I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna just kind of follow at a distance, but I'm gonna follow a little bit.
Okay. Lucat, with you not being part of any of this, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Okay. So with a 15, as you come out, you're kind of having to adjust to the bright light because you've been inside drinking, carousing, and beating on people for a good portion of the day. It's almost your religion at this point. But as you come out and you start to adjust to the light, you make out the form of who you recognize to be one of the guards here in the town who looks like he's been mauled by an animal. And a member of what appears to be the clergy tending to his wounds. And then you can make out a strange looking elvish woman and a strange acting homeless person coming down the road. How is Lucat reacting to that?
I'm gonna walk over to the wounded man. I'd be like, "Well, who got a hold of your ass?"
As I look up at the giant fur dude. Little fur baby.
I don't think the
Alright.
guard captain really appreciates being called a fur baby, my friend.
Still
Yeah,
got
so he
somebody I need to
kinda-
step up to.
He kind of pulls back his teeth a little bit at the reference. I can finish my work, little one.
But then that would
Oh,
mean that I
no.
can't do mine.
I might have gotten a little overzealous with our sparring.
As I whistle, I said, "So did I. So did I."
I
Thought
don't
I
know,
hit
friend. He
good.
looks fine. From where I'm standing, he looks fine, and you look a lot worse for wear.
Indeed, I hit him with a wooden sword.
And with that, I'm going to actually hover out one hand over Anthony's head. You're gonna see green, like energy pulse out of it as I speak the celestial word cure, and I hit old boy with a cure wounds.
Oh, for 17 points of healing, that's full health.
Hey,
Sheesh.
that
As I nod in
was
appreciation and say thanks.
just slight bow, and as I stand fully to my feet. Do me a favor, stop getting mauled by the kitty.
As you call him a kitty, Alistair kind of looks over at you. Are you wanting a taste of this too?
I
See me in the
mean,
back. Get him. Get him. Get him.
I prefer to
Take it to the sparring match, Captain.
I prefer to be a lover, not a fighter, but I'm not against it.
Well, I don't think the High Priestess would appreciate much if I start beating up her clerics.
Your guardsmen wouldn't either. Be one less entity to help them heal off of your wounds.
And if what I was hearing earlier means anything, I think Throgan might have some work for you over there too. Sounds like someone was causing some problems over at the Seder.
Hmm. Good to know. I will head there very shortly.
I should probably get back to my rounds. And with that, Alistair is going to leave. And it is just the five of
Damn.
you for right now.
I was about to ask him for a sparring match.
You think you can fight that guy?
Captain will
I ain't
fight
gonna
you
say I'm gonna
anytime.
beat
You
him
just
with
have,
a whole like 13 health, but I want to see what I can do.
you'll just have to meet him in the sparring arena. Don't doubt his
This,
ferocity, Lucat. Wait, have you introduced yourself to the group yet?
Well, he's not introduced himself to you.
Yeah,
So
that's
you're
what I
a
was.
stranger. I'm a stranger to everybody here.
Well, I'll tell him the captain will probably fight him anytime. Just have to meet him at the sparring area.
Noted.
got you. Should I bring back up to this little spar that you are so fervent on?
Well, first we should go check out and see what the captain was talking about. Somebody else might need assistance.
Very fair. You gonna be able to walk, or do I need to carry you in here?
Oh, I'm good. Thanks to you, I am back to feeling mighty fine.
That's what I do.
And what are the rest of you guys doing? I say Arabelle, Garmin, what are the two of you doing as you guys are watching all this unfold?
My ears perked up the second I saw him cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah, I say, are you just keep holding on to that information? Are you going to start conversation? What are you doing?
I might start a conversation. It depends if Arabelle does anything first, though.
Have I noticed him at all yet?
With him being behind you, if you want, you can roll a perception check with disadvantage.
No hurt in trying.
I was gonna say I'm basically leaning over and like peeking from behind Arabelle at like just staring at you, wide-eyed. So
If anything, can I reference it to him? Like, yo, I think there's a guy staring at you.
So with a 9,
Wolf.
I reference it.
you. So what is? I say that is based off of your intelligence, correct?
Yeah.
Anthony, what's your intelligence modifier? No, actually, it's based off your wisdom. What's your wisdom
I'm
modifier?
retarded. All right, +2.
So an 11. So with an 11,
Oh, yeah.
you aren't really noticing anything outside of you getting this healing done on Anthony. However, you do get chills up your spine as if you're being watched.
I'm going to turn very, very suddenly as to see who the fuck is watching me, because I do not like that.
Okay, Garmin, are you going to do anything as you see him start to turn?
Nope, I'm gonna continue just to keep leaning around and staring at him.
Okay, so Andor, as
un-
you finish your turn, you lock eyes with this sickly looking rabbit person who's kind of staring at you around Arabelle.
Hi there, Mr. Sick Bunny Man friend. You need any help with that?
I'm gonna actually jump when he actually says something to me. Apologies. I couldn't help but notice you casted a healing spell. Is that correct?
Indeed, it is. I am a bit of a healer.
You wouldn't happen to know where I could find more knowledge on healing around these parts, would you?
I mean, honestly, probably the best bet here in Stolas would be to accompany me back to the temple when I end up over that way.
I'm going
If
to.
you would be so inclined.
I'm going to slightly grumble and look down at the ground. Of course, a temple. Very well. It's fine. When you have a moment, sir. Apologies.
No need to apologize, friend. I'm just gonna go see what's going on and be on my way back up there if you would like to come along.
As you will, sir.
And Anthony, you said you're going with him, right?
Yeah, to go find out what was happening. You said it was a satyr?
Yeah, it's the
Like-
dancing satyr. Or
Oh,
the
it's the
prancing satyr. It's right
the
up here,
inn.
it's the building up here.
Yeah, I was gonna follow him as a guardsman to make sure everything's okay.
Okay. So as you guys are heading that way, we're going to give Lucat and Arabelle a chance. What are the two of you doing as these two head towards the inn? I was like, because Arabelle, you were heading towards the guild, and so were you, right, Lucat?
Yeah, I'm heading towards the guild.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue on towards the guild. I'm less interested in the sickly men now.
What's Arabelle's response as this sickly-looking rabbit goes rushing past her?
I just kind of chuckle because I also can do healing magic and he's acting like it's special.
Well, so can
Okay.
I, but, you know.
I don't know that though.
I don't know you can do it either, so.
I was gonna say
I
technically
know,
nobody
and
knows
that's
that
my
healing magic.
thing. Like in my little head, I'm like, "Aw, that's cute. He's never seen a healing spell," and I just go on because I can do one.
Okay, so you two make your way over to the guild. They make their way up to the inn. We're going to swing back over to Zatara real quick, who has finally made her way to the blacksmith shop. As you enter, you find a middle-aged dwarven gentleman with red hair tending to what appears to be a large knife on the anvil. Hey, what can I do for you?
Hey, I was just wondering how much it cost, to get my, I don't know how to say this. Just say my weapon. To get my weapon sharpened and to get my bow restrung.
Well, not much of a Fletcher. You'd have to see a carpenter about that. But as far as a weapon, what kind of weapon do you got? Are like axe, sword? Say the amount of steel and the amount of effort gonna determine my price, young lady.
Skymature?
A scimitar?
Yeah.
So a scimitar is basically like a short curved sword.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Think Aladdin.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say not a lot there, so probably could do that for a couple of silver.
Give me a second. What if I trade you that for this cool little trinket I have?
Well, I'm not really much in for trade right now, but roll me a persuasion check.
Mm.
See how's it. Well, like I said, I'm not much in the realm of trading, but I could probably sharpen. Let's say, it looks like you got a short sword there too. I can probably sharpen both of those for 1 silver. So you seem to be in need, and they seem to get a lot of use, which means you'll likely be coming back. So I have no problem giving you a small discount on it.
Mm.
But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
taking the fact that you're trying to do some haggling and trading, being that you might not be in the money sort.
Might have got robbed a little bit, yeah.
Mm. Little black-haired boy. You said you got robbed, right? Was it a little black-haired boy, pale red skin?
Yep.
He's always causing problems. You might be able to talk to his brother over at the Adventurers Guild. He'll probably reimburse you for whatever his brother took.
You know, it's not a half bad idea.
He's kind of used to it at this point. Boy picks fights anywhere he can.
I think I will go do that and get my money back. I didn't have much, but a little bit goes a long way.
Okay. So you, but once you get some money, come on by. I'll get your stuff sharpened for you. Or if you'd like, leave the weapons here. I'll get them sharpened, and that way you don't have to wait once you come back with money.
You know what? I will do that. I'm gonna drop off my curved short sword and my short sword.
And you were looking to get your bow restrung?
Yeah.
I'll include it in my price if you want to leave it here. The carpenter's right across the way. I'll have them do the work for you.
Perfect. And I'll leave my bow as well.
Okay. So, fully unequipped, Zatara is heading back into town to find the Adventurers Guild.
She got these hands.
I do got these hands.
And the Adventurers Guild is where we're going to pick up, as Arabelle and Lucat find their way into the building. They meet the, I'm going to say he's probably roughly about 28, 29 years old. He's got black hair with a streak of red through it, almost looks like a flame. And he has markings and tattoos across his face, and his eyes glow like burning embers. Oh, I have guests here that aren't guardsmen. How can I help you?
Oh, boy in a band. It's been so nice seeing you, man. Breaking the wall there. I heard that I could find work over here.
Wow, an honest to goodness adventure? I say nobody's asked for work yet since we got the doors opened.
You can say I'm eager.
I mean, I have a couple of little odd jobs from like the blacksmith and stuff that they gave me out of pity to help get us started. Not a whole lot of exciting things happen around here.
So tell me you got some errands for me.
Well, right now, I say we just opened like a week or so ago. And as he says that, you can make out the scent of fresh paint. Like this place, like the walls are barely dry.
So, then what does the blacksmith need then?
What was that?
What does the blacksmith need then?
Well, he was needing some ore from a mine nearby, but as I had someone talking about being interested in it, but they never officially came by to pick up the job and the details.
Oh, their loss is my game.
And then the carpenter was needing some logs and stuff gathered from the nearby forest.
Got machetes.
But if you want to hang around for a minute, I'll help the nice young lady here and we can get down to talking brass tacks.
I start twirling my quarterstaff as I pace around waiting.
Uh-huh. And how can I be of assistance for you, young lady?
I just smile at him and I say, I heard you may have some books checked out from the library that I was looking to take just the tiniest peek at.
Anything specific? I checked out a whole lot of books when I was there the other day. And you see him motion over to a bookshelf that has like 10 books on it.
Can I just browse it and see if I can find what I'm looking for?
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, Jesus. I hope that's good. No.
Oh.
I mean, for the first one to be a 3, that's not bad.
As you're looking over them, you see there isn't a lot of detail on some of these spines because a lot of them look to be relatively older. The more intricate looking one seems to be a gray book with silver inlay on the spine, including a crescent moon at the top of it. There's another one. It is like a pale green color, and it has like inlays of like leaves and stuff in the spine of it. And then another one that you can make out, at least the one that's in the best condition, appears to just be a brown, plain, leather-bound book.
Okay, I want to look at the moon one, the green one, and the one in the best condition.
Yeah, so the best condition one appears to be like a combat manual. It talks about how to best keep and prepare your swords. It also discusses strategies on foraging in nature.
Okay.
The green book is written in Elvish, which you said that you know, correct?
Yes.
It dictates a bunch of different types of poisons, both
Ooh.
natural and man-made. Both how to create them and how to counteract them.
I would like that book, yeah.
And the final book that you were looking at seems to discuss different types of curses, including necromantic curses, and seems to have a large section that discusses lycanthropy.
Also that one, probably.
So you find something that you like?
I show him the 3 books and say that these could be useful.
Oh, absolutely. I have no problem with letting you check those out if you'd be willing to help out with some work around here. say they're more for like the adventurers who are coming through here.
Well, what do you need done?
Well, I don't know if he'd be willing to share the work, but I have a couple of jobs from like the blacksmith and the carpenter that need doing.
I'm happy to help however I can.
And he kind of looks over at you, Lucat. Are you good with having some assistance?
Depends on how big the pay cut split is.
I just laugh and show him the books. I say, these are my payment.
Oh, so you don't want any of the gold for it?
I mean, it depends. It depends on how much the gold is. I didn't know that we were actively Truly, I thought Lucat was just gonna get sent on fool's errands, honestly.
Well, I mean, I could probably find some fool's errands to come up with. I mean, with the market, I'm sure someone could use some help running their stall, but nobody's come by delivering any work. As this conversation is going on, Zatara, you come bursting in the door out of breath as you have been running across town to get this handled.
Fair. Wasn't trying to stress out, but I do be stressing. I'm gonna walk through the door, kind of scan the room, and immediately peg the guy that is the other guy's brother. And I approach.
Scripted.
Arabelle, what's your reaction as this tall green woman kind of just like brushes into your conversation?
I kind of look at her, and I'm like, excuse you. We were having a discussion. You can wait your turn.
I mean, I didn't say nothing. I just kind of like approached.
Yeah, but
Well,
you're
six
like
foot three
approaching
muscle bound stuff.
aggressively. You just busted in the whole door.
Can I help you? I say you seem to be looking for me specifically the way that you showed up. Can I be of assistance?
Your brother robbed me.
You've met my... How do you know about my brother?
He bumped into me and just kind of robbed me.
Oh, Rennie. How much did he take from you?
7 gold. Was all I
7
had.
gold. Give me a second. I don't have a lot left in my coffers right now. I say I won't until I get done having the work done for the blacksmith and the carpenter and deliver the contents of their jobs. If you can either come back or, I mean, if you wanted to get in on the work, I mean, I've got 2 jobs, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the. I just need something to pay off the blacksmith for getting my weapon sharpened.
Oh, how much is he charging you?
Like, I think he said 2 silver.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Is that what he said? I can't remember.
You got the discount?
Yeah, say you got a discount, but we're gonna see if you can talk yourself into 2 silver.
Persuasion.
And I'll let you have advantage since you're already inconvenienced because of his brother.
Fair. How do I do advantage?
At the top of your character sheet should be a spot to be able to click advantage.
I think I did that right. Oh, I did. $17.
Okay. So at the 17, oh yeah, he reaches under the counter for a small coin purse and slides 2 silver over to you. I can probably get the rest of that with the jobs if you're willing to help out.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll do if you need me to do.
Yeah, say if you're keen enough to be able to work with weapons, I'm sure that they wouldn't mind having an extra person around to be able to help out with that.
Yeah. I'll do whatever little mission task you have for me. Is it like, are we leaving now? Do we have our job description yet?
Well, I was getting ready to discuss that with them when you came in, so it's kind of opportune timing for you.
Oh, perfect. Is there any way that I can be paid before we do this so that I can go pick up my weapons on the way?
Well, I mean, I just gave you the 2 silver to be able to pay for your weapons. I won't have the gold until after you guys return with the contents that they're looking for.
Oh, fair.
But as far as work goes, the mine that is in the forest is relatively decent for collecting coal, which is what the blacksmith is looking for to help run his forge. He's needing more coal. Which,
That's simple enough.
conveniently for all of you, is in the same forest that the carpenter is needing some cedar wood gathered from. There's a crop of cedar trees there.
Okay.
But
2
the
birds, 1 stone.
the blacksmith is paying 15 gold for any adventurers willing to help out. So that would be divided between the 3 of you, however you want to work that out. And then the carpenter, because of how cumbersome it's going to be, because you're probably going to need a cart to be able to deal with both of these, is paying about 20 gold pieces, which would be divided between the group. So you're looking at about 35 gold pieces total if you manage to do both jobs.
How much did you say the carpenter was paying was paying us in total? 20?
20 divided however the 3 of you see fit.
Well, somebody's already paid in books, so
I mean,
But I'll let you 3 decide how you want to deal with that. I'm guessing none of you probably have a cart or a horse and carriage or anything handy already, right?
right.
You asking that as a oh, no for them?
Just for the 3 of them. Well, I didn't see Madeline earlier, so Madeline runs the little shop across the way here. She's the farrier, so she deals with a lot of horses and such. I didn't see her, and she would probably have a wagon to lend you, but I've not seen her today. So, if you check back later tonight or maybe in the morning before she gets out and about, you might be able to catch her and be able to talk her out of a wagon and a horse.
Okay, okay, good to know.
But the place that you're looking for is the forest just north of town. You can't miss it once you're out of town and hang a left at the on the road and go towards the trees.
Hang a left and go towards the trees. Okay.
But I will also keep an eye out for my brother. If I see him, I will try and get the money from him and have it ready for you just in case I see you before you guys get back.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
But is there anything else I can help the three of you with right now?
No.
Not at this moment.
And he turns to look at you, Lucat. And you're kind of just standing there glowering at all of us.
Well, I don't really have the ability to pick and choose. So.
Well, if any of you need anything, or if I come across any other jobs, since you guys are doing me a solid and helping out with these, I will give you priority on any future jobs I get here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I just want to nod at it and head out.
Okay. Well, come back again anytime, all right?
We will.
And if you're needing to spar anything, we got a pretty nice sparring field out back that the soldiers use. So you're welcome to it anytime you need to. If you need to sharpen your wits.
Oh, thank
you.
And with that, we're going to move over to the Seder, where Andor, Garmin, and Anthony have just come in to see the wreckage that has been left behind. Oh, Andor, my boy. You see Throgan, the bartender, looking over at you. Did someone already send a cleric over here? I haven't called you guys yet.
Just happened to be in town doing some things and heard that you needed some assistance, you know? What can I do you
Yeah.
for?
I say, freaking adventurers these days just come in here roughing people up.
Lord. How many?
Just one older gentleman. You say you couldn't have missed him. He just left a little bit ago.
Bald, kind of sour.
Yeah, sounds about right. Probably especially sour since I took 2 gold off of him for the damage in room that he's had here.
Hey, at least you got something.
I'm sorry,
out of it.
sir. Where's the wounded?
He motions off to the corner where he's got 2 gentlemen laid up on cots. Over there, I say the prick came in here and knocked them around a little bit just because they bumped him and spilled his drink.
Lovely fellow, then. And I'm just gonna kind of turn to the direction of the wounded and go and try my hand with some medicine. Because I'm supposed to be able to do that.
Well, I'm gonna follow you, and as I approach, I'm going to whisper a healing word to one of them.
Okay, so you're trying to be stealthy with it?
No, I'm not really being stealthy with it. It's just a whisper. That's just how it works. It's supposed to sound like wind going through the trees, stuff.
Okay.
Whoops.
So go So go ahead and mark
Somebody
off
knocked a
this.
Lego person apart.
Go ahead and say you don't have to roll the healing.
Oh, well.
Just mark off the spell slot,
It
and then
marks it off for me, so that's good news.
for you, Andor, go ahead and roll your medicine check.
Yep. Am I still on disadvantage? Yes, I am. Don't want that.
No, you do not. And while they're doing that, Anthony, are you watching them, or are you just kind of looking around?
I suppose I'm just looking around. Doesn't
So
seem like-
as
Good,
you
good.
are, you guys are not alone in the bar right now.
I mean,
Well, right now, outside of the three of you, the two injured men, and Throgan, there is one additional person back in the corner who seems to be in high spirits and is currently knocking back a mug of ale. Who you already recognize, Anthony, because you spar with him regularly.
Uh-oh. I think I might know who this is.
And say that is Xyloran.
As I wave at him. What's up, buddy?
Well, say you see him. He chuckles a little bit and tosses a coin purse in the air. Made a couple of quick coins off of a loser who came into town.
Uh-oh. Did you beat him up and take it, or did you win it in a fair fight?
I didn't have to fight her. She wasn't even good enough for that.
I chuckle and shake my head.
now, boy, you know how we feel about stealing around here.
Well, I say just take it as she's learning a lesson.
Is it a lesson you can teach, though?
Eh. I say I'm sure you'll pick me up if I get knocked around a little bit.
I always tend to. Just try not to make it as bad as last time, please. That one was not fun.
Hey, blame Alistair for that. He's the one who got all butthurt because I pulled his tail.
To be fair, if I had a tail too, I would also probably resort to violence if somebody pulled on it.
I'm going
But
to
with-
subconsciously put a hand behind my back to make sure my tail's still there.
Whoops.
Roll me a stealth check just to see how stealthy you're being as you do that. Like, see how
you should-
noticeable it is. Yeah, stealth check. With that medicine check, you start looking over him. He doesn't seem to have any like major cuts or anything. Mostly scrapes from hitting the ground and bare knuckles. But he does seem to have a broken wrist and a couple of cracked ribs.
Can't let you walk away with those. That's definitely something.
But nothing that's not easily treated, so you're easily able to get like splints and stuff made from like the wreckage around the room.
Gotcha. My man's got a table leg for a splint.
Yep. And then roll me a perception check while you're at it too.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Do. Character sheet, please.
Okay. So, yeah, I say,
What?
Garmin, you were plenty stealthy with your checking your tail.
I mean, it wasn't like I was meaning to. I was subconsciously checking it.
I know, but you were able to do it without being super noticeable.
Mm.
With an 11, you, out of the corner of your eye, can notice the other person that was injured. His breathing eases up a little bit, and what scrapes you can see seem to have faded in the time that you've been looking over your current patient. And this is the one that Garmin has been leaning over.
Hmm. I'm gonna get up and roll over to Garmin. Gonna kneel to where I am eye level with him. I saw what you did, or I think I know what you did over there, and I appreciate that.
I'm gonna take a hesitant step back, make sure my robes pulled tightly around me, just doing what I can, sir.
Legitimate question though. You seemed so enamored when I used my healing magic earlier, but you can cast your own. What made mine different?
I'm gonna look around a little shiftily because I don't know who's around, and I don't trust anybody. Can I ask him to do something for me above table?
Well, sure, what?
Persuasion.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, so
I
go ahead and roll me
fucking
a
suppose.
persuasion check. And actually make this a charisma versus charisma check. So both of you roll a d20 and add your charisma modifier to it.
So a charisma check.
Yikes.
So yeah, with that, he's able to convince you.
Okay.
Waha?
Yeah, no.
You beat his charisma check.
I got a
I have
5.
a -1.
I've
In
only got a.
charisma, what is this?
I've got a
got a
0,
plus
so we're
0.
good. It happens. So you did convince me. I'm gonna shift around a little uncomfortably as I look around and make sure nobody else is really paying attention or listening. Well, I'm unfortunately looking for more on healing and possibly diseases, curses, anything I can find. There's not really much I'm willing to say, but it's very personal.
Gotcha. So there's some kind of terminal curse or illness that's afflicting you. Actually, can I do a
I'm
thing just out of curiosity?
What?
What's that?
I'm actually gonna. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna attempt to cast a cheeky detect magic.
Okay.
I want to see if there's any kind of magical energy coming or that's like that would potentially explain the sickness somehow or another.
Okay, so you're going to do detect magic.
Mhm.
Are you trying to do this without him realizing that you're doing it?
Oh, I don't even care.
Yeah, because this does have verbal components, which means you'd have to basically do the incantation. So
Yeah, so with that, I'm just gonna. I know he's talking still. And you just kind of catch me murmur something in Celestial as I look over this sickly rabbit man.
and Garmin, do you understand Celestial?
I don't think so. Should be under feats, right? Or features.
It is right on the side with down the line where the AC condition senses.
Yeah, it's down along the right hand side. It'll tell you what all languages you know.
I do
So it's
not
right under your
know.
senses.
Yeah, I do not know. I know Druidic, Common, Giant, and Gnomish.
Those
So
are
I
fun
could,
ones to know. So yeah,
I could fuck with your head in a couple ways then.
So as you're sitting here talking to him, you hear him muttering under his breath, in a language that you don't understand before he just kind of starts looking you over. With that detect magic, I am going to also ask for an Arcana check,
Arcana. I can do that.
and it is
By
a
the-
DC 20.
By the way, as he looks me over, I'm going to instinctually make sure my hands are completely covered.
Okay.
Can I preemptively potentially throw a guidance in here too?
Yeah, I'll let you. I say it's a DC 20, so
Yeah.
you don't need to worry
Got
about
it.
the guidance. You ain't getting there.
Oh.
God, that Arcana, that's poop. So as you're looking him over, you don't really get much outside of he seems nervous, and that's about it. Like he seems nervous to even be talking about it.
While looking over his small, frail form and not finding anything that I can comprehend, my brow just furrows a little bit. Maybe the priestess at the temple would be of assistance for that. It seems to be currently beyond my capabilities.
I figured as much. There's
Protect-
most who don't know.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get you up there. I feel like you might be of particular interest to her, the lady.
I don't take much stock in temples. They have not been kind to me in the past.
Well, fortunately for you, the city of Stolas tends to be as kind as we can be, as I shoot slight daggers over to our fiery friend.
He kind of looks up from his ale with a cheeky grin on his face at you. What? They did it to themselves.
So their coin purse magically untied itself in your pocket. Love to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I must have bumped into her a little hard and it just kind of fell off. I'm lucky like that.
Lucky. That's what you call it. Anyway.
But hey, Anthony,
Bro.
my brother got some jobs in for a change. If you wanted to go by and talk to him about them, get us out of town for a little bit.
Oh yeah? Is he home right now?
Yeah, I say he's supposed to be there all day.
I don't think there's anything happening in town, so let's go see what your brother's got in store, buddy.
Think we can talk Andor into not being a stick in the mud and coming out with us?
We could probably convince him. I don't think he'd mind.
Well, I do have one specific thing that I have to do today before anything else. I have to take this poor creature to go see the lady. She might be able to help him some.
I'm gonna butt in real fast. You don't have to worry about me. Nothing is going to happen in the meantime. However, if
don't
you
worry.
need assistance, I can provide.
I was gonna say, don't worry, buddy. We'll go help you get taken care of, and you can come on this adventure with.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything too super crazy. The blacksmith and the carpenter came by talking earlier. So it's probably just to go grab some crap for them.
Makes
But hey,
sense.
Gold's gold, and I don't have to worry about getting beat up for it.
Yeah.
Slashed in half almost. As I
However,
rub-
you getting beat up for it makes good time for me.
By the way, I don't know if anybody's going to notice it, but I subtly wince at the term carpenter.
Yeah, say, Andor, you're the closest to him. Roll me an insight check.
Insight.
I'm also instinctively going to tighten my grip on my spear.
Oh shit!
Bob.
Yeah, so as this conversation's going on, you can kind of see Garmin kind of clench up on himself and kind of white knuckle his spear that he's been using as a walking stick. You can't tell why, but something upset him.
What's on your mind, friend? You seem a little tense.
Nothing. Just getting up in age. I apologize.
Are you sure?
I'll be fine. Lead the way.
Roll a deception check and/or roll a perception check or an insight check.
I'll take the insight. Stop.
Bruh, you fuck.
So yeah,
I
you
have
can
plus
tell that
7.
he's lying.
Just gonna gently lay my hand on his shoulder. What's really going on? What's wrong?
I'm going to instinctively take 2 steps back, take one hand on his hand, and shove it off as I take the steps back. He is going to notice something if he is aware of it. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
I immediately take 2 steps back, brush him off, and clutch my robe as close to me as I can.
I'm gonna say with the insight checks, and as close as he's paying attention to you, he's going to notice it if you want to describe what he sees.
Okay. As I go to brush him off, the robe falls from my hand, and he can't help but see there's like almost wooden brown specks all over my hand as I brush him off, as I take 2 steps back.
My
Furs
friend,
missing
is
in
that
spots. Doesn't look necessarily the best.
my friend? Is that tree bark? What is that?
Speak nothing more of this.
I see.
I'm going to take
Very
2
well.
more steps back and make sure everything's covered, wrap myself very tightly, and glower because I do not trust this motherfucker.
Well, he seems feisty. We should definitely have him come with us.
Only if he would like to.
Very well.
We just gotta go help him get taken care of first, and I'm pretty sure we can convince him to come with us as well.
It can wait. I will follow along.
Alright,
If you insist, I'll be here in case something goes wrong.
I look over to Zylarn and say, just lead the way then, I guess, buddy.
Okay. So
Onward.
as the 4 of you start making your way out, Throgan kind of nods at you, Andor, and you, Garmin. Thank you for your assistance. I'll make sure these 2 get into a bed right soon.
Anytime, my friend. You know where I am.
I will
If you need me.
I'll make sure to drop some coin off at the temple for your services.
Always appreciated.
As you 4 are coming out, Zatara, Arabelle, and Lucat are coming out of the guild. Zatara, go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick.
Mm. 18.
So 18. Let me see how I do with my roll. Scroll. Ooh, I'm not great at this. Yeah. So as you see the group of people coming out of the bar, you easily clock the familiar face of the young boy who ran into you earlier.
I'm just gonna grab him by his arm and kind of lift him up and sit him back down in front of me.
Roll me a strength check.
Oh, I lost it. Oh, it's up here.
Fuck me running. Yeah, so you easily twist his arm behind his back and plop him down. Well, hi there.
Hey, you got that pouch you took from me?
Pouch. Did you lose something?
Don't play games.
I say
Taking stuff they done told on me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have anything of yours. Last time I saw you is when I was giving you directions to the blacksmith.
And just so coincidentally, I had my pouch, and then as soon as I bumped into you, I didn't.
Roll an insight check.
It was Badfoot.
Roll an insight check. Zatara.
Okay.
God, my rolls.
My rolls ain't much better. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, say as far as you can tell, he's telling the truth. Like he seems sincere in the fact that he doesn't have your stuff.
Are we picking up any of this from back where we are?
Yeah, say she had to walk right past Anthony to grab him.
Say as a guardsman, I go up to him and I say, if you've stolen something from this young lady, you might need to give it back. As I try, I guess, yeah. Can I do an intimidation check?
On who? Zylarin?
Oh yeah, he's the one that fucking stole the money, huh?
I mean, it's up to you guys whether you intervene and call his lie. As far as she can tell, he's telling the truth, and he didn't touch her stuff.
Oh, well, if it seems like he's telling the truth, then I don't know any. Oh, wait, no, he did tell me he got her, huh?
Yeah, you guys know she does not. She does not. So right now, she thinks that he's telling the truth, and he didn't take her stuff.
Pat him on the back, and I'll be like, it might be the better call just to give her the money back. We're gonna go make us some monies anyway, buddy.
Make a charisma check.
Oh, shoot. Almost exited out.
We all suck today.
Wolf. Yikes.
Yeah, I say you don't convince him. He just kind of looks at you and kind of mouths to shut up. But yeah, Zatara, you believe him. You don't think that he took your stuff. I mean, I can help you look for it, or if you want to come with us, my brother's probably got work. I can help you get some gold to make up for it.
I've already talked to your brother about it.
Oh, are you?
Not as Zatara. Like, it's probably for the best.
He kind of looks past you at Lucat and Arabelle. Are you guys taking the work that my brother had?
I just nod and say, yeah, we are.
So how about we just form a party? We'll make it one big quest.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're paying that well. We'd have to split the take with everyone here.
Well, you can at least exclude me from it. I'm just here to help.
And Andor, you clock the gentleman across the way as matching the description Throgan gave you of causing the wreckage in the bar, if that means anything.
I'm gonna actually approach old boy at a bit of a slight distance and just kind of, hey, heard you made quite a ruckus and made my day infinitely more tedious by breaking that guy's ribs. Can you not do that, please?
Lucat?
Who are we asking? Oh, he just went downstairs for water.
Gotcha.
Sorry. He went to the bathroom. I thought he was coming back, and he went literally just downstairs.
If he doesn't come back soon, I'm about to play bongos with the top of his bald ass head.
Gotta play like Eye of the Tiger or something.
I was thinking death metal blast beats right on the top of his noggin, just.
But hey, Anthony, do you think we could talk them into sharing the spoils with us?
We could probably convince him. Make it a nice little quest. Like I'm saying,
Man,
I'm
I
just
don't know.
to
He
get out of the
was
city and have an
already
adventure.
upset.
You gonna have enough time outside of the garden, my boy?
I haven't been out of the city in a long time.
Trust me, I know. But you still have a duty as a guard. That's not
Sure,
gonna be an issue for whatever we're doing.
I'm sure the captain. No, we've got to take expeditions outside the city every so often. I'm sure the captain will give me some leave.
Okay, as long as it doesn't land you in my office again.
Yes, hey, the only person who ends up getting healed at the temple more often than me is you, Anthony. You have a tendency to take a beating.
Okay, it's got to toughen up my skin a little bit.
Case in point, why I'm still here, because I know I'm going to see you two one way or another.
It's also why we're trying to get you to come on the expedition with us.
Don't have to stumble so far this time, huh?
I say,
Exactly.
Xylarin jumps on Anthony's back and looks over his shoulder. Yeah, someone's got to keep us out of trouble.
Evidently so. Seems like that's befallen onto me, though.
It's all right. We go picking the fights, and sometimes more people come than we expect.
Yeah, you pick the fights. I pick up the pieces.
Well, to defend the city, we have to.
But hey,
Alright.
if Alistair asks, just tell him that you're doing some patrolling around the perimeter and making sure everything's safe. He doesn't need to know.
That doesn't mean that he won't find
am
out,
black.
though.
But
Oh, hey, you bald prick. You made my day so much worse breaking that guy's ribs.
You're welcome.
Can you not do that?
They started it.
Somehow I really do not believe that.
Can't beat the truth, brother.
I can beat the truth as much as you beat those men, so I mean.
Well, if we're on the topic of beating things, you might have a few extra gold here if you're in the search.
What do you mean?
All right, we'll find out. Find out.
You said
We're
just-
all together now, right?
yeah,
As I look down, and then I whisper over to him, I think that was a dick joke. Did I cut out?
Wait, were you
No.
whispering that to me?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he made a dick joke.
A dick joke? At this hour? In front of all of these ladies?
To a member of the
humor,
clergy?
sometimes humor can be crude to some. Some find it funny.
In a
This
past
hour.
life, I once gone by a dig bar, so
This hour in this part of the world, located
Delicious.
entirely in the.
That didn't go unheard about the dig bar comment. That's crazy. But, damn it, now I don't even know what I was going to say. Hmm.
there's gonna be a nigga. You're gonna take his.
Well, because I had to restart my fucking head, go ahead and go on, I guess. Whatever I was saying was not important.
I might
So, hey-
tap you up and be like, "Thanks, homie."
You guys got work for my brother, right?
It would appear
Okay.
so.
You mind having a couple of extra people? We're looking for an excuse to get out of town for a little bit.
Make it an expedition of sorts. May even turn into a quest. Who knows?
As long as your type doesn't object to traveling with more civilized professional people.
As I look at him with my head tilted. My type? By what do you mean of that, my good sir?
Oh no, now you. I was referring to the bald one.
Oh, God.
What's uncivilized about me, brother?
I think the shorter list would be what is civilized about you.
Or just crack a laugh.
Well, Xylarn walks up and elbows you on the side. Something's got to be civilized about him. He surrounds himself with pretty women. And he makes a wink at you, Arabelle.
I mean, it's alright.
Can I just kind of fucking thump him on the back of the head and just not now? This is not the place for that.
And so he just like comically kneels down, rubbing the back of his head. Ow! That was rude.
Not as rude as you're being to these women over here.
I was being nice.
Is that what you call it?
I didn't hear complaints.
I didn't hear affirmations either.
I say what he said.
Which he.
You.
I'm just gonna narrow my eyes at him.
I kind of nudge Xylarn.
proud.
Be careful. Be careful with that one. That one will rip you apart if you're not careful.
Tough crowd, guys. He just kind of puts his hands behind his back, cracks his back, and walks away.
Where you going?
I'm going to get a drink. At least people seem to appreciate me and my coin there. Plus, if we're going to do these jobs, we're going to need a cart, and I don't see us getting one at this hour.
That's a valid point, I suppose.
That's what your brother said too.
Yeah, he's not as dumb as he looks.
Says I follow my buddy to get a drink with him. Pat him on the back. Tell him not to let him upset you so much.
Yeah, I wish he would have picked a better name for his stupid guild, though. So he has
What's
to be a
wrong with the name that it
follower.
has?
What was
It's
the name of the guild?
it's the Jackdaw Adventuring Academy. Apparently, it's some famous adventure from back after the fall.
I mean, yeah, it seems elegant, respectful. Seems like a nice name to me.
Seems dumb.
Mm.
We could make
Above
a better
table,
one
I
once we
concur.
make a guild.
But anyone who wants a drink, it's on me.
No drinks for me, but I
will
will
definitely take a
accompany
few
you.
of those.
I am gonna catch up with y'all in a second. I'm gonna go retrieve my weapons.
Okay. Arabella, are you joining?
Yeah.
And Andor, you said you're going. Garmin, are you going?
I don't know. I think I'll stay next to Andor as much as I can for now.
Oh, because he's the only one you trust so far.
I mean, don't even really trust him. He's just, I don't
I know
He
too
seems
much.
to be, well, number one, he knows too much, and number two, he just kind of seems to be the only one that actually knows anything so far that could be useful to me. So I'm sticking nearby.
Okay. So as you all walk in, Lucat, you catch some dirty looks from Throgan as you come in here.
I'm just gonna hold my hands and be like, I'm not on anything this time, man. We're here on business.
Yeah, that's what they all say before someone breaks one of my tables.
Look, if a table breaks, it did it to itself. I promise it wasn't me.
As you make that comment, Zylarin has a smile cracked across his face. Hey, that's what I always say. See, Andor, it is always the other person's fault.
I'd chuckle and say you might have found a new battle buddy.
So now I've got 2 people to clean up every time they want to be that way. Lovely.
Yep, you have the nickname the Mop here soon, buddy. Tap him on the back.
It's
We'll
okay.
see.
I tell Andor I'll try to help with the heals as much as I can. I might not know much about it yet, but I have a few ways of doing some healings.
We'll be alright. I can probably be able to counteract anything these 2 numbskulls could get into tonight.
Let's hope
I say-
so.
Why are you worried about us? Anthony's the one you're always having to patch up.
You're one to talk.
That's that chuckle, Riley.
I say the only thing Anthony does better than swing his sword is bleed.
The only thing that you do better than bleed is pickpockets, my friend.
Well, I might be of some assistance. I'm going to turn away from everybody, make sure they can't really see me, and I am going to procure, mysteriously and totally not from my own body, a twig, a little itty bitty branch.
Oh, Jeebus.
A stick?
A
Why?
little itty bitty branch. Goodberry. I was going to say details. There we go. And I'm going to switch back around after I have the twig because, it totally didn't appear off of me. And I am going to give them each good berries and tell them, it's not much, but it will provide some sustenance, make sure you're healthy, and it will also give you a slight boost in health if necessary.
Just kind of take it, kind of halfway toast it up to him, and pop it in the mouth.
Well, it was
I'll say-
supposed to be all emergencies, but all right, that works.
I'm sorry, I'm hungry.
No, I think
say,
that's
I
fine.
take it.
Go ahead,
It should
Anthony.
be quite nourishing, so.
Because it lasts for a while, don't it?
Yeah, they last 24 hours.
Yeah, I thought so. So I take it, I nod in gratification, I say thanks. And then I put it in my little, I'm sure I have like a little satchel thing at my belt or something.
Yeah.
Alright, and I stow it away.
Mhm.
You got your manny pack on.
Yeah, man. I was thinking like a coin purse, bro. That's where I keep my tampons, my teapons.
Oh, too soon? Too soon? My bad, my bad.
Zylarin takes one from you. Garmin kind of looks over it, sniffs it a little bit, and then takes a bite out of it. Puts a dirty look on his face. Like, it's a little bitter.
It shouldn't be.
Is it a bitter berry?
It's a good berry. It's supposed to be delicious.
And he crushes up what's left of it and mixes it in with his ale.
Okay, that's understandable.
Interesting tactic.
Gotta hide the flavor. But
Maybe.
during this time, Zatara, you managed to get your swords back. He only charges you the 1 silver. He also gives you back your bow. And so you have 1 silver to your name right now.
Also, can I say something about the good berries?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't eat it.
Can they be like the size of like a baby tomato?
You're like
Like
a
a cherry
grape
tomato?
Yeah. You know, it's just decent size.
Yeah.
No, at least that way it makes a little more sense than a literal fucking blueberry sized berry.
Yeah. They can be however you want to describe them. So
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
They are full-blown watermelons every time you cast.
but you guys, Throgan brings a round of drinks. This is your chance to discuss your tactics for your coming little trip outside of town.
So, what even is this job? Nobody's really said anything about it. What we doing?
Well, if we want specifics, we can go ask Zylarin's brother, but first we need to procure us a cart.
Well, didn't the 3 of them actually talk with him already?
Yeah, we just need to go get some cedar wood and some coal.
Errands for the tradesmen.
The blacksmith and the carpenter.
I say there should be a few places close by in the nearby forest that should have those supplies in surplus.
Well, he said that there's a small area that has both, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, so there is a small cave in the forest to the north where you can get charcoal, and it's relatively close to the crop of cedar trees that you'd be looking for. So you are correct.
Well, if we're looking for a cart, I'm sure one of the farmers might be able to oblige for a little cut of whatever we're being paid.
Well, I mean, Madeline,
Yeah.
it has a little plot right across from the guild. I'm sure she'd be willing to lend us one, especially if she sees Andor and Anthony. And he kind of nudges you, Garmin. I think she's got a soft spot for Anthony. She thinks he's cute.
I'm going to look at him just deadpan. Okay. and then just take a sidestep, like one sidestep away from him. Like,
Yeah, saying you probably feel a little uncomfortable because you can feel the heat coming off of him, with him being a fire genasi.
mm-hmm.
Man, tough crowds.
Might need Anthony to perform some special guard duty to get this card from the sounds of things.
Said like it was shy, a little awkward, scratch on the back of my head, so I can try to talk to her the best I can.
Well, I mean,
Just remember, little boy, no relations.
Pull off my best Chad look and be like, relations are when I say relations are, and then I pose my beautiful chin out.
Tough talk for someone who gets mauled by a kitty.
Hey, he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. Next time we see him, I'm gonna make your bitch ass fight him.
By the way, as he like tries to look all awesome and fanciful, I'm gonna make a leaf fall from a tree with Druidcraft. And just rather big leaf, just smack him in the face.
Okay. So, Anthony, as you're being all cool here and have your chin all stuck out, a large leaf comes drifting in through one of the nearby windows and plasters fully to your face.
Start swallowing it. Fuck. Damn it. Fucking gust of wind around here, man. What the fuck? Did I notice him do any little hand gestures or anything? Or do I think it was just an act of nature?
Roll a perception check.
It was mostly just a whisper of wind. And of course, I did snicker a little when it happened.
Nope.
You didn't
Yeah,
know
say with an
shit.
8. No, you didn't know shit.
This man of the sky. Nature, you cruel thing. As I wipe the remnant of a leaf off my face.
Can I shoot an amused side glance over to
Over to Garmin?
Burr.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you know about it? Did you see it?
Roll a perception check to see if you even noticed it.
Andor went.
I certainly did not.
Let's see if you rolled already.
Oh,
Oh, no, yeah.
There we go.
No, you didn't notice shit either.
What the fuck is with these 8s? But anyway. Okay. I will proceed to go fuck myself, I guess.
But anything anyone here wants to discuss? Anything you guys want to do before your night ends?
Mm,
I have a question actually. Above table.
Okay.
So my trance only works for like meditation, right? Or does it work for like reading and stuff as well?
So your trance basically makes it to so that the long rest, which takes about 8 hours for a normal person, only takes you 4, which means you can do
Right.
the rest of your time doing other
Doing other
light
things.
activities such as reading or anything where you're not having to do anything super strenuous.
Dope, okay.
So yes, you'd be able to read.
Gotcha.
what time of the day or time of the evening is it actually? Like, are we still sitting at like sundown or like the sunset, or are we well into night at this point?
At this point, we are approaching sunset.
Okay.
Mm.
With the current time of day and my chosen faith, I'm going to stand up slowly and excuse myself so I can go make my prayers.
Okay. So Andor goes to leave the group to go do his prayers. Anyone doing anything with that information?
I suppose I will follow loosely behind. If is he going upstairs, downstairs, is he going outside?
Oh, I'm going back to the temple.
Okay. If you're going back to the temple, I might follow loosely.
Okay.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I am going to ask you if you mind if I come along.
Oh, I'm genuinely not concerned. I need to go do my prayers. It's very important that I get there very soon.
Okay.
Giggity.
Anyone else going with? Or are you all staying here to finish drinking?
Finish
It's
drinking
been a
up
minute
with my
since I've
buddy.
had to show my devoutness.
Do what?
Where's that, Luke at?
So it's been a minute since I've had to show any faithfulness. I might have to take it for the one time.
You should try it sometime. It might make you a better person.
That's what's got me to the point I'm at now. Yes, sir.
So are
Fair
you
enough, I
going with?
suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Arabelle, you hanging back to drink, or are you going with?
To pray?
Yeah, they're heading to the temple.
It sounds like
Which-
everybody's gonna watch me.
And say which is also conveniently near the library, if that helps you at all with geography.
I may go back to the library to see if she's found anything else.
Okay. Anyone else? And say Xylarin just holds up a glass to those of you who are leaving. I'll have your share. And he just kind of falls back into his chair heavily with a big grin on his face.
Bruh.
The roses of his cheeks are a little darker than the rest of his skin now.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, everyone who had a drink, go ahead and roll me Constitution checks, please.
Saves or just regular?
Constitution saving throws.
Do you still have your disadvantage on?
I say right now you don't have disadvantage. For hers, I'm just gonna take the one that's on her left. Lucat, I say you said you're getting drinks. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, sir.
Like, no, I thought I was heading out with
Yeah, but you guys had drinks before he decided to
Oh.
head out. Everyone who's drunk so far, I need saving throws.
21.
Arabelle, Garmin, did either of
Fucking
you have any
alcoholic.
drink?
I did not.
No.
Okay, so Anthony, you are the only one who failed the saving throw. So you,
Sloshed.
Shit-faced.
I say you are sloshed right now. You and Xylarin are feeling good. Like you are doing the full whole frat thing, like arm around each other's shoulders, kind of swaying as you drink.
I'm sure there's some nice little song towns. Since Stolas has been around for a long time, right?
Yeah, I say it's not a new town.
Say, we sing some songs that have been passed down inside of our city.
So you guys all start to. I say, Zatara, are you hanging back with them, or are you going with everyone else?
I don't trust them. So I'm
Which
just
of
gonna
them?
watch them.
Zylarn and Anthony?
Yeah. Well, not
Okay.
so much Anthony as Zylo. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Okay. So as everyone else is leaving, you guys hear Zylarn and Anthony start singing off key a bunch of random songs like shanties and stuff.
Our poor old man came riding by, and we say so.
Just
Um,
want a heavy sigh. I will see the both.
yeah. Anthony and Zylarn will both be rolling all of their ability checks until they finish a long rest at disadvantage.
Well, luckily it's the end of the night, though, right?
Doesn't mean
Hmm.
something can't happen before then. Also means any attack rolls you make are at disadvantage. But I am going to, while everyone is traveling, Zatara, go ahead and roll me a perception check with advantage.
Okay. So, advantage. And oh, perception.
Mm.
Oh, it's 20.
So as Throgan brings over the next round of drinks for you guys, you notice that the coin purse that Zylarn is paying him out of has remarkably similar stitching to the one that you lost.
About to go down. I'm just gonna sneak up behind him
Okay.
very casually and snatch that out of his hand.
Roll me a sleight of hand check. And
Oh.
he is. Well, let's see if you beat his strength check, because he's got to roll a check to keep it, too. And I need to roll disadvantage.
What kind of check would that even be?
Well, it's going to be a strength check, see if she can pull it out of his hand. So, yeah, as he's handing coins out, you easily just kind of walk up and yoink it right out of his hand. And he just kind of lazily watches it leave.
Jay.
Well, that was rude.
Didn't take my coin purse, huh?
No, I found that on the road. I didn't know it was yours.
Don't you? Isn't it quite convenient you didn't mention this to me when I was telling you that mine was missing and accusing you of it? You just said, "Oh, I didn't know it was lost."
I say it could have been anybody's. I didn't know it was yours.
I'm gonna very carefully shove that in my pants pocket and tie the little string around the belt loop.
Okay. And
Smart.
it only has 3 gold left in it.
I'll take the loss as I glare at him.
Yeah, I say he burnt 4 of those gold in drinks since you guys met.
So it sounds like the orc lady paid for the drinks tonight.
But as you all approach the temple, Arabelle, you said you are heading back into the library?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have you head in there, and we'll have everyone else move to the temple. So as you enter the library, you see, or rather hear, the sound of feathers coming from the floor up above you, and makes you believe that likely the librarian Zarella is still upstairs working.
I make my way upstairs.
Oh, mistress, welcome back.
Thank you. Did you find anything else while I was gone?
Not particularly. Nothing that would be of interest to you. I did look through some of our older records to see if there would be anything of interest there, but it looks like a lot of our pre-fall and reclaiming era books we shipped off to the Scholasticate off east a while back.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
But it's probably a week or so ride to the east. It's in the forest.
Would that happen to be by the ore mines and the cedar trees?
Oh no, you're probably thinking the forest. It's like north of town. I'm talking like the forest off to the east, where a lot of the elfin kind still hang out.
Ah. Got you. Okay. Very well, thank you.
But yeah, the Scholasticate Arcanum is in the forest of Vakroon. It's off to the east.
Okay. In Akroon. I will keep that in mind.
But I'm sorry I wasn't able to find anything. Were you at least able to talk to the guildmaster to see if he had anything?
Yes, he does, but I have to complete some tasks for him first.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Based on what I've seen of your magical prowess, I don't see those being any problem for you.
I grin at her. Thank you for the compliment. If you need anything from me, please just let me know.
Just come back with some stories. I don't get out and about much. I try to keep to my books.
I definitely can do that, yes. Especially with the group of people coming with me, I'm sure.
Oh, you found yourself some friends.
Friends may be pushing it. We'll see, though.
Well, hopefully they're the good sort. Just be careful. Us scholarly types don't tend to do the best at taking hits.
Yeah. Hopefully I can stay towards the back and use my magic.
And with that, she continues walking. If you're looking to use any of the study spaces here, you're more than welcome to. No one else has come in all day, so it'd be nice to have someone in here breathing other than me.
I definitely will. I have some stuff I want to go over and see if there's anything I missed.
Good. Well, let me know if you need anything. And she makes her way off
all hear me?
to put some books away. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry, my Discord did the dumb thing again. I missed a good portion of that. I am so sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm just looking for more books. That's all you really miss.
Fair enough.
And now we go back over to the temple where you guys make your way in with Andor leading the way. Elowyn is sitting in a pew near the door with a comparatively large size bottle of wine compared to her size as a halfling, but a normal size bottle of wine for anyone else in her hand. Oh, it's that time already, huh? You come in here like clockwork.
Yeah. You can't miss the prayers now. That would be unfaithful.
And you bring yourself some new converts?
Maybe one day. I think a couple of them just came to oogle at the funny priest man doing his prayers, but this small gentleman here actually might have a few questions for you potentially, depending on what he's willing to share with you. He's got something going on, and you might have something on it.
I gently sidestep, like still, completely hooded and covered. I look terrified. Just kind of sidestep into view a little bit. Hello.
But yeah, Elwyn just kind of looks over at you a little glassy-eyed from the wine. Well, how can I help you? Well, I wouldn't say little one. That would be rude. Some people are sizists around here, you know.
Dear God. Okay. Well, I was wondering if you knew anything about curses, diseases, specifically ones that would affect only a specific region.
Well, can I take a look at you? I'm assuming you're asking for yourself and whatnot, right?
Yes and no. Let's say, for posterity's sake, I am not a victim anymore, but I do need to know what knowledge you have.
Well, curses come in all types. Could have been from an item, could have been from a spell. Can you tell me more about it? Was it just the people who lived there? Is it anyone who visited the land? Like,
I'm going to take a big sigh, and I'm going to flick the robe off of my arms to actually show off that I've got bark growing on my ass, and then take the hood off to show I look even worse under the hood. I've actually got several patches of missing fur, all that, and yeah.
well, I grew up out in the wild, so I know a little bit. If I didn't know better, I'd almost say you were rabid. But you seem relatively intelligent. It has a sense of necromantic magic with the way that you're showing signs of decay. Have you made enemies with a necromancer or anything?
No. If you have the time, I'm willing to tell you the story, but it is long and tiresome.
She holds up her bottle. You have until the bottle's out or I fall asleep. Your choice.
I'm gonna turn back to Andor. Is this really the leader of your so-called temple?
I wouldn't say leader. From what I can gather, definitely most tenured, though.
She shoots you a dirty look. I seem to remember giving you a home when no one would have you.
It was never meant to be rude.
You
It's
unfamilial
It's just
child.
fact. You've been here longer than some of these people have been alive. I can't help that.
But, Garmin, are you going to tell her the story?
I am. So let me get off of that.
And I'm guessing you are telling her the same details you gave to Andor earlier?
Not necessarily. I'm gonna give her the whole spiel.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to say this loud enough so everybody can hear, obviously. 25 years ago, I was raised on the western continent Lockwood in a small village of farmers known as Dudsby. Our life was simple, it was honest. We kept to ourselves, but we helped anybody who was ever in danger. We traded with caravans. It was a good time. But one day, a sickness swept through our village, and every single person got it. But for some reason, nobody who ever came by, any visitors, they never got sick. It didn't seem contagious. It didn't seem to affect anyone. We tried blessing the crops. We tried seeing if the water was contaminated. We searched high and low for any reason, and nothing worked. And then one by one, everyone died. Even my family. I was the last one, and I was also sick. The person before me was my sister. She was 9, and I saw the light go from her eyes as I held her hand, hoping that I could possibly do something, but there was nothing I could do. She was gone. I turned to the Mother Corsair, and I turned to nature, and devoted my life to the care and protection of the forest and what was left of what was ruins at this point of my village. I don't seem to necessarily be sick anymore, but it's still taking its toll on me. I want to know what happened. I need to know what caused this so I can stop it from happening anywhere else. And so I can let my people rest.
As you're talking, you see her head kind of like bobbing a little bit as like she looks like she's trying to stay conscious. Like she is fully in the drink. Well, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. Do you consent to me using some magic to see what I can discern from you?
It hasn't helped in the past, but I assume you can go for it. If
I
you're
just
competent enough to stand at this point.
want to ask. I know some people like to rudely use magic to pry into people's business. And she begins to cast the detect magic spell. Her eyes begin to glow silver as she regards you. It, she hiccups, definitely seems to be necromantic in nature. And from what you're describing, seems to be some form of blood magic. Someone has done you a great disservice and chose your people specifically. This wasn't an accident. And based on what I'm sensing, it doesn't appear to have gone away entirely, which means whoever did it, they're still out there. There's still a connection to your magic.
I knew this would catch up with me one day. Is there any way to track what's been done?
As old as it is, no. But I sense that if you get close enough to the origin of this spell, you'll likely know it. Or the person who did it will sense you coming and make themselves known.
Very well. At least I have a lead. Thank you.
During this, Lucat Andor, what is going on with the two of you?
Honestly, for me, with the rapidly approaching sunset, make sure that those two are acquainted, and I'm going to immediately fuck off and start doing my prayers and my routines.
Okay. And Lucat, are you hanging back with Garmin to listen to the story, or are you following Andor to watch?
I'll follow Andor.
Okay.
What
So,
was the head priestess's name?
Elowen.
Or as I would like to call her, drunk bitch. Just
Yeah, her name
Leave
is
Elowen
Elowen
alone.
Fidel. If it helps, I will drop all of the NPCs you guys have met's names in the chat at the end.
It will
Awesome.
help you.
That would be super
Yes,
nice.
please, thank you.
But Andor, with Lucat watching, describe what your prayers and practices looks like.
Okay. So, my prayers and routines are noticeably different than anything that you would normally see in a temple. So, where most temples will do like your generic stereotypic praying, like knelt over an altar doing all of their prayers and whatnot. My prayers are accompanied with what look like militaristic, like forms or stances, potentially for combat. So some of them, some of the movements look like they were meant to be done with a sword or something of that nature. It seems a little bit more rigid, militaristic, kind of combat oriented, even though me being of the clergy, you wouldn't expect something like that, I wouldn't think.
So, Lucat, does that mean anything to you?
Does that mean anything to you, baby?
I'm trying to fucking get my mic cable.
Nice.
I say Anthony's in the sus IRL too.
That was some root beer coming back.
I don't think they heard you. No.
Yeah, we didn't hear a damn thing from him.
I thought it was just my Discord at first.
Can you hear me now?
I hear
Yeah.
that.
All right. So I'm gonna point out to him that that looks like a similar ritual that my people use, or my old order used to do. We had to pray 5 times a day, and they use it as a discipline.
What do you mean? There is, as I'm stopped in the middle of my prayer, as you want to call it, he mentioned something his old order did, and you could see visible panic on his face for a brief moment.
It was it was an odd group. I would call it a cult. I'd call it a cult. It was it was definitely weird. There's a reason I'm not with them anymore.
Difference in ideals, huh?
Yeah, they were a little too uptight for my business. It taught me a lot, though.
Did they teach you how to drunkenly beat people in a bar? Was that
Well,
something
not
that
the
they did?
drunkenly part. I just kind of took that into my own learning.
Facts. I could.
That's part of the reason that they didn't see me fit to be part of their order anymore. Is that we didn't live eye to eye. I didn't feel like that one should live as strict and celibate as they did, in a sense.
Celibate from the booze, I take it.
Pretty much anything. You wake up, pray, train, pray some more, train some more. By the end of the day, you're just a beaten, bloodied bag of mess, and then you got to do it all the next day.
I can empathize with such. My old order was very similar.
And then I'm gonna get down with them and finish out the prayer.
No, with knowing that he's coming in to join with, my movements become a little bit more wide, and like the tells are there more, so if he was so that he could follow along more specifically where I am and what I'm doing.
Lucat, roll me a performance check. Yeah. So with a 16, he, with his previous background, easily starts following you through the motions that you're doing.
And all the while, even though I know it's something that he's not going to be able to replicate, I am lowly chanting in Celestial the prayers of my faith while doing such.
Okay. And Garmin, as you finish your conversation with Elowin, she fully conks out, like her head falls back on the pew that she's been sitting in, and she lightly begins to snore as the wine bottle slowly starts to slide from her hand.
I'm going to roll my eyes, sigh, growl, look at the floor, and then walk out the front door.
Okay. As you are going out the door, you hear the faint sound of the bottle hitting the ground and shattering,
That's what happens.
which Andor and Lucat, you both hear echo through the temple.
Well, shattered glass in the temple's never particularly good, so I'm gonna finish up what I was doing and quickly go to where the sound was.
And as you approach, you come across a scene that you've probably witnessed more times than you would like, of Elowin fully passed out in the pew, and what was left of the wine currently soaking into the stones of the floor.
Again. Fine. And I'm going to attempt to lift this drunken husk of a woman and try and get her to a bed.
Okay, roll me an athletics check. To see, and you can roll it with advantage with the size difference.
Beautiful. You said athletics?
Uh-huh.
Bop.
So with a 14, with her being like full dead weight, it takes some angling to get her out of the pew, but you've done this once or twice, so you manage to basically bridal carry her and take her off to a room. Are you saying anything to Lucat as you go?
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder as I'm walking towards her room. Just be like, I'm a little caught up with something here, but we can discuss more in the morning if you are up for it.
We might be able to do something.
And then I just kind of turn and walk off with Elowen.
Okay. And I'm guessing you're staying in your room here at the temple?
Yeah.
Okay. And Lucat, are you heading back towards the inn?
Yeah, I'll head back that way.
Okay. Arabelle, are you heading back towards the inn as you're finishing up at the library?
Yes.
Okay. So those of you who are still at the inn drinking, so Zatara, Anthony, and Xylarin, I need Constitution saving throws, please.
From everyone.
By the way,
All
I'd like to
three
point
of
out
you.
I am not headed that way.
Nope.
Okay. Where are you going?
I am staying outside the temple. I'm gonna be. Where's my character? There I am.
Why am I not seeing my roll? Is anyone else seeing my roll?
What's the roll?
It's a Constitution
save.
saving throw from
So I've
Xylarin.
got Anthony,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna assume Zatara, but I don't see yours. Yeah.
I guess Zatara.
I don't see names for this either.
Cool. I will reset my stuff then and roll mine. But Anthony and Zatara, you both failed your saving throws. So Zatara, for the rest of the evening until you finish a long rest, your checks and such will be at disadvantage, and the attack rolls will also be at disadvantage. Anthony, with you getting a double, since you failed twice now, you are not going to be able to get the benefit of a long rest because of how much alcohol you drank, which means you are going to be taking 1 level of exhaustion.
Yikes.
Which means until you finish a long rest the next day, all of your ability checks and attack rolls will remain at disadvantage. Did that go
Oof.
through? Oh,
Yes.
I'm saying Xylarin will be following suit with you.
Of course you are.
So both of them will be taking a full level of exhaustion and will be feeling their alcohol the next day. But because of this, both of them, Zatara, as you are getting into your drinks, you see both of them basically eventually conk out on the table.
At that, I'm just gonna push my drink away and stop while I'm ahead.
Garmin, what are you up to as you're sitting outside the temple? Garmin. Bunny boy.
I accidentally muted myself. I apologize. I am settling down for the night. I am actually just watching the trees move, paying attention very keenly. Just
Yeah, so you're going off into the trees here?
yeah.
Okay. Arabelle and Lucat, you're both heading back to the inn.
Yeah.
Okay. So Garmin, I'm gonna need a survival check from you with you staying out in the woods. Since it's something you're used to, you'll get to do this at advantage.
You said I'm doing a survival check.
Yep.
Over here.
At advantage. Okay.
Mm.
So it's
I'm
been
not
an
used to doing it
emotional.
in a city.
Yeah, I say it's been an emotional day. You've dealt with a lot more people than you're used to, and you're coming off of a very long trip on a boat, which you are super not used to. Um, you do not get the benefit of a long rest, and will be operating this next day at disadvantage as you take a level of exhaustion.
Love it.
Mm.
I say it's real bad since you have a +4 to that, how bad you rolled.
Mm-hmm.
Arabelle and Lucat, as you enter the inn, you see Zatara sitting there kind of bobbing her head with her drink, with it now pushed away from her. And you see Xylarin and Anthony fully sprawled out across the table.
It's like somebody's having a rough time.
Interesting indeed.
I made some good gold off of them, but Alistair is going to be mad about one of his soldiers getting tossed like that. And Xylarin's not going to be too pleased with his brother coming in here and getting smashed the way he did. But I have rooms ready for the two of you whenever you're ready to settle down.
I nod and ask for my room key.
He hands you a little bronze key. You're going to be up on the 3rd floor, miss, at the end of the hall.
I smile politely and ask for some food before I go.
I'll
And
have
something
some.
to drink that's
I'll have.
not alcoholic.
I'll have someone bring up some water and some stew for you from what we had tonight.
Thank you very much, sir. And I make my way upstairs.
Okay. And Zatara, you heading off to bed?
Yeah. I will take some water up with me. And I'm also gonna do a quick check of the surroundings, like around the, like make note of the exits and stuff in the inn as I
Okay.
head to my room.
Okay. So here on the 1st floor, you know 2 large windows on the north side, the north wall. You notice a large bay window on the east wall, and then you have the main front door. The door behind his counter leads off into a kitchen. As you've noticed, that's where they've been bringing the food from. And the staircase leads up to the floors above.
Okay.
So you make note of all of that on your way up, as well as any other doors and stuff. But you'll be on the 2nd floor, right next to the stairs.
Okay, perfect.
And Master Lucat, you get in your room again.
You already know, brother.
So that puts you upstairs on the 3rd floor, right next to the pretty elf lady, unless you want to try and get lucky. I have a feeling she'll put you in your place if you try to get out of hand.
Looks like it's gonna work the other way around, but we'll see. I'll dap him up and appreciate you.
And I guess I better get these two dragged off somewhere. You see him scratch the back of his head as you walk away, and he kind of shakes his head at the two of them passed out on the table. And with you all heading off to bed, your room are relatively plain looking, except for yours, Arabelle. Seems like you got a relatively fancy room compared to the state of the rest of the place. Seems like he tried
Aw.
to set you up with the best place. You got like a full, like 4-poster bed, and like a wash basin and everything in your room.
You get the strippers' chambers.
Nice.
But with that, with all of you off to bed, and some of you passed out on tables and such, that is where we will call it a night since we have worn into the night a little bit. And we will pick up in the morning as you all figure out what's going on with these little quests and complete your first quest as a party.
Gang, gang.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Production.
But
That was good.
there we go, guys. You are officially in Altismira.
Nice.
Yay!
Woohoo!
But until tomorrow, have a good night, guys.
Bye. Have a beautiful night.
Bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Man, that was pretty fun.
That's a good first session.
It was. It was. No, that was.
I thought it was a
that's
decent
nice.
first session.
It was good.